All right, everybody's been doing these tier lists, and I kind of like the idea for this because martial arts is my bread and butter. Now, when we're looking at this tier list, you got some really I don't know, man, things that I don't like. So I'm gonna go ahead and start out with Rose Namajunas. Uh, how did they get on? How did Rose Namajunas even make it as far as she has? I get it. She put up a pretty good fight against Zhang Wali, but again, her other fights, the fights that she's lost, I don't think that Rose Namajunas was ever that good. Ronda Rousey, she fell off, and my reasoning behind this is that she had a streak. Were they cans? Kind of, but she did have some good wins on her record, kind of like Rose. But again, not even not even close to being goat or anywhere near that territory. Let's go ahead and do Valentina Shevchenko since we're already here. And I'm going to go ahead and put Valentina as great fighter, but not GOAT. Um, this could change. We'll see what happens in the future. But at the moment, I don't have Valentina Shevchenko even as the GOAT of her time. You know what? Actually, yes. We'll give her GOAT of her time. All right. Who else we got on the list? Kamaru Usman. Great fighter, not GOAT. Um, he was awesome, but he lost the belt. Didn't have the defenses. Did I mean I this is actually turning out a lot different than I thought it was going to, but I'll take it. Um Matt Hughes, man, great fighter, but not GOAT. Again, it's really terrible. The story of Matt Hughes is sad, because I think as can be. Um, but it is what it is for this aspect. I'm going to go ahead and throw him right there. Great fighter, not a goat. Gracie, goat of their time. You can't put Gracie anywhere other than that except for maybe goat. But with the specialization of martial arts, I don't I don't see him as a goat even because of that. However, Khabib Nurmagomedov, I think, is the first one to make it on that list. To retire undefeated is an impressive feat, and not only that, but the way he did it, it was just a vicious mauling for everyone. Uh, we got John Jones, and generally speaking, everybody's going to go ahead and throw him up on GOAT, but he had those fights against Dominic Reyes and the PED use. So he's a great fighter, not the GOAT. Joanna Jacek, I'm going to actually put her as they fell off. She was a violent striker. She had a really good tear, but unfortunately for her, time caught up with her. She started getting really bad matchups for herself, and after that, it was pretty much over from there. Oh, Israel Adesanya. I almost want to put how did he get on this list, but unfortunately, he's actually a good fighter. And he's fallen off. He's fallen off. I think. I don't see Izzy coming back from um much. Yeah, I don't see Izzy coming back from himself. Next up on the list, Henry Cejudo, Triple C. Uh, I would say yeah, a goat of his time. Beat beat Demetrius Johnson. He got double champ status. Plus, he's a gold medalist in the Olympics. Is he a goat? Goat? No, I don't believe he is. Um, Patricio Pitbull. Gonna go and throw him right there right away. I think that's Patricio. Jumps over to the UFC. Doesn't really hang in there as well as some of the other fighters have. That's a fact. That's GSP. Go go. I mean, he had his losses to Jens Pulver, I believe, and was it Matt Serra, but he is still. I mean, his body of work based on his non-use of PEDs, I should say, compared to Jones, uh, gives him a little bit of an advantage here. And as much as I'd like to put the next person, Fedor, at GOAT status, I don't know the full extent of his career because of where it was at and what was happening during that time in martial arts, but he was a GOAT of his time. He had an insane stretch before that Fabricio Verdum fight, and then after that, his career began to slip. Next up, Demetrius Johnson, a GOAT of his place. Also followed up by Henry Cejudo. Again, I mean, we're seeing a lot of these lighter guys I don't even really enjoy watching making the top of the list here. But you know, it is what it is. The facts can't be denied. Demetrius Johnson is a GOAT of his time. Not a GOAT of all time. We saw him in his run at one, and you know, afterwards it wasn't great. So I'm gonna put him there. They fell off. Great fighter, but not GOAT. I'm gonna go ahead and put Dominic Cruz there. He's good. He's had solid fights. He's had great wins. He's had great losses. That's my opinion. Conor McGregor. I'm gonna say great fighter, but not GOAT. I don't like him. I think he's had a GOAT status comes along with a lot more than just your fights, but the way you live your life. So you look at Khabib, you look at George St. Pierre. There's a reason they're up there, man. Chris Cyborg, again, a GOAT for her time and place. Over at Bellator, she was a savage. In the UFC, she was a savage until she met Amanda Nunes, who I am going to give GOAT status, first female GOAT status. I mean, she's been on a tear as well. Absolutely ripped through just about everybody she's fought. Pretty impressive, man. Cain Velasquez, a GOAT of his time. And the only reason I say that is because he wasn't given the chance to have the full career he wanted. I know that he wasn't going to fight his teammates for the belts, and also we had the thing where he caught a charge. BJ Penn, great fighter, but not a GOAT. I don't think BJ Penn is the GOAT. I think he's a great fighter, but he's definitely not the GOAT. He was called the prodigy for his jiu-jitsu skills, but his MMA career was kind of spotty. Man, I hope he's okay. Like, there's a lot of bad things going on in his life right now. Anderson Silva, a GOAT of his time and place. Again, I wouldn't say he was the GOAT. Towards the end of his career, he started fading after that leg break. I mean, the knockouts just kept coming, and things weren't going to go good. He had a second run in boxing, so good for him. But again, a GOAT of his place. Artem Lobov. Oh, that's got no. Just kidding. Hold on. I got to get to the bottom of this. How did Artem Lobov get on this list, man? Like, if your ratio of fights is 1-1, you should probably retire. I'm just saying, man. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying. All right. Next up, we got Frankie Edgar. Great fighter, but not GOAT. Again, I see myself falling there a lot. And it's kind of sad because I don't really want to see that many fighters that are kind of lower tier. But if I'm being honest, there's only 3 GOATs on here so far. We've got Tyrone Woodley. Tyrone Woodley is he fell off. He definitely fell off. Started really hard falling off, and then it was a cliff, and then yeah, Tyrone Woodley got knocked out by Jake Paul. So yeah, not even getting into that. We have also Stipe Miocic. Stipe Miocic never had the chance to show he was the GOAT. Great fighter, great fights. Not the GOAT, unfortunately. And then we have Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo fell off. Great fighter for a really long time. Just couldn't keep up the pace. And, fell off. But this is my list. I got 3 GOATs. GSP, Khabib, and Amanda. Goat of their time: Valentina, Gracie, Cejudo, Emelianenko, Johnson, Cyborg, Velasquez, and Silva. Great fighter, but not GOAT. You know, Kamaru Usman, Matt Hughes, John Jones because of the PEDs, BJ Penn, Dominic Cruz, Conor McGregor, Frankie Edgar, Tom Aspinall. Did I just say Tom Aspinall? Jeez. They fell off. You've got some pretty obvious ones there. And then I don't know how they got on the list as Rose Namajunas and Artem Lobov, the GOAT.